Hello there everyone and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Mania Legends. So after collecting one of our card packs from the Great Dragon race, we did manage to get 14 out of 14 pieces for the epic Cinder Dragon. So we've got Dragon completed Cinder Dragon. So obviously this is one of the clan exclusive dragons, so you can't breed him normally. And it has taken us far too long to get this dragon, but we can finally claim him and put him into our hatchery. So let's go ahead into our inventory, and there he is. We can see him right there, and we will place him, and he's going to take an entire day and 7 hours to finish hatching. Like, look at how terrifying his baby form looks right there. He kind of does look like a legendary, but rest assured this is just a regular epic. He just has some very long timers, but again, we do have a new dragon on the way, so that is pretty exciting for me. And the Cinder Dragon does have the Fire, Void, and Shadow elements, which is the reason why he takes so long to hatch. And again, the only way to get him is by doing the Great Dragon Race card pack quest things and getting his pieces. And only 14 pieces though for an epic, which is pretty good. And I believe that we are kind of close to another one as well. There we go. I was like trying to find out where the dragon piece button was. Because we have the Orc Dragon still left to collect, which is 6 out of 20. We have the Hazmat, which we are just over halfway at 11 out of 20, so maybe we'll get him one day. And actually that is it, isn't it? Yeah, that is actually everything, apart from we have the Enchantress to collect the pieces for as well, since we are at 42 out of 100 at the moment, so we've still got a long way to go for her. But anyway, apart from that, there is also a pretty cool bundle out at the moment. So we have a new Princess's Admirable pack. This one is for the Mapleleaf Dragon, and it costs $11.59 for me, because apparently sometimes the costs are a little bit higher or lower depending on who you are, or what your game is for a reason I actually don't know. But this deal is going to expire in 2 days and 17 hours. And I was saying this the other day, but I believe the Mapleleaf's only been like specially available before, so there's probably a good chance that this dragon will not become a Dragon of the Week, because we've seen that quite often where all the very special dragons just still haven't become available. So it's actually pretty amazing that you can buy this dragon right now. I mean, his plant, fire, and earth elements aren't exactly the best, but if you are a collector, the bundles on the more expensive side, but pretty good dragon there. I actually adore the Mapleleaf, and the weekend events are going to be ending very soon. The Red Flower Dragon is going to be leaving the shop in 41 minutes time, so I hope that most of you managed to get the dragon that you wanted this week, but you know, it is what it is, and you can't always get the Dragon of the Week. I'm normally, like, I'd say I get the Dragons of the Week about 80% of the time, but don't get me wrong, sometimes it does take way too long, and sometimes I do just miss out on them like everyone else. Like at one point, I did miss out on about 2 to 3 months worth of Dragons of the Week, and it was a very sad time. Like, that was miserable. It's like, I had nothing to really show for everything I was trying to breed. This was a long time ago though. This was probably like the first year that I played. And since then, the most that I've missed out on is about a month's worth in a row before I was like, that's it, no. And I just, like, Red constantly was coming back all the time, and then, ever since then, it's been pretty good to me. Maybe because all of my dragons are, like, minimum level 15, maybe that is what is contributing to the fact that I pretty much can always breed them. Apart from rares. Rares are still the problem with Dragons of the Week, because with my dragons being a higher level, it means that there's a higher chance for me to breed epics rather than just rares, which means most of the time I end up getting the epic dragon possibilities rather than the rare that I want. And obviously the epics have longer breeding times, hatching times and stuff, so then it just becomes a lot harder to get the rares. But at the same time, my dragons are already that level, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it, which is why I always suggest using like level 10 dragons to breed rares if you can, because through like 2.5 years of experience, it seems like level 10s work for rares and level 15 plus work for epics and legends. Obviously, that's just all like stuff that I found for myself and haven't taken the exact numbers down or anything because we don't have the exact numbers, which is why it's just such a guessing game, unfortunately. But if you can, and your dragons aren't really leveled up, do try and use level 10s if you want the rare dragons of the week. And I think you'll probably end up finding that you're doing much better and that you're missing out on them a lot less. But moral of the story is, if you're going for a dragon of the week, just don't use level 4 dragons. Don't use level 4 to 8 dragons if you're trying to go for them, because that is quite a low level. Most people can at least afford to level up their dragons to level 10, because let's be honest, it's not a lot of food for, like, even people that are, like, level 50. Like, level 10 on, like, every dragon you own, I don't think that's actually a lot of food at all. I mean, I just level up my stuff during event times and that, but, you know, just something to consider if you're, like, wondering how you can maybe increase your odds of breeding stuff. There you go. Those are my tips to you for today on this tiring morning. I mean, I've woken up very suddenly. I am quite tired. And then I'm going to be waiting for the Dragon of the Week to come out. But normally, even though the Dragon of the Week goes away at about 8:30, normally it takes until about 10 AM for it to actually reset to the new one. So, yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. And Clay Dragon just got demolished. But I was considering using a potion there, but the thing is, I don't know what the final dragon is, and I don't want to have to use 2. There we go. He's the level 44 enchanted dragon as well, so I would have had to use 2 potions minimum, and I don't trust my clay dragon surviving that, so I think that was probably the better option there. I mean, it means more waiting for resets on my, the other members of my team, but I don't mind. I really don't mind all that much. And obviously, later today we are going to have the Luna as the Dragon of the Week, if you didn't already see in the news feed and that. So, we won't have anything new to breed next week. Maybe we'll just have to focus on our clan quests for today to get some more pieces for the Orc and the Hazmat. But only 15 pieces for the Cinder is actually, like, really low for an epic. Although I guess it makes sense because the chances to get his pieces are lower. Although, I have not gotten a piece for the Orc in so long. Like, that dragon seems to be definitely avoiding me. So I don't know what the deal is. He's just not having any of it today. For, like, the last 3 months. So, you know, I'll take a Cinder Dragon. We'll have to work on the other 2. Working on our enchantment stuff, as we always will be, same as everyone else it seems. And until then, we're just going to be waiting on news from Gameloft, because I don't know if any of you have noticed, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on the forums at the moment, because I did check it out just to see if there was anything happening, but doesn't seem like pretty much anything has been going on of, like, particular interest. So that's kind of depressing. I mean, there's nothing to do in game, there's nothing to talk about externally. It's like, what do I do? I just have to do the same old DML that we're used to, I suppose. Just sitting here, pressing one button every 10 seconds or so. It's the high life, apparently. Definitely the high life. And I do feel bad, I haven't been around in, like, forever, so I haven't been able to do many videos, I haven't been able to on the Discord, I haven't really been able to post on Facebook or anything, which is a shame. But at the same time, if you do really need to get in contact with me, obviously you can just message me, and I'll get around to it eventually, whenever I see it. 'Cause I get very distracted. It's like, sometimes I'll see a message that someone sends me, and I'll be like, oh, that person's messaged me, and I'll be like, I'm sure I will respond to them as soon as I finish what I'm doing. And then it ends up being 3 days later, and then I'm like, oh, hello. And by that point, it's like, they didn't want to talk to me today, they wanted to talk to me 3 days ago. So, of course they're not going to respond. It's like, oh well, I guess conversation just is not happening today. Oh god. I really wish that I would actually just pay attention to my messages more often if I could. That's what happens when you have the worst phone in existence. I just don't want to use it, ever. It's just so bad. So incredibly bad. I hate it. Oh god. And what else do we actually have to do today? I know that we just did our clan stuff there. Actually, we can collect some more gold. That's a good thing because now I'm not even going to be using my gold vault. So there's no way for me to accidentally collect all the gold that I want. That's pretty good. How many... Oh god, we don't have many portal gems left. Let's collect some of our gifts quickly. Get our piece for the enchantress, maybe? There we go, 43. Good. As long as we get our piece each day... Oh, we got 44 as well. Is this because I didn't claim a piece the day before? I think it was, because I did collect some of my gifts yesterday, but unfortunately we didn't really get given anything, which was kind of annoying. But there we go. That's solved the problem, and that's good, because we are falling behind with the pieces already, just because, you know, when I can't be at home every day, obviously I'm going to miss out on the pieces, so... You know, if you want to give me all of them game, then go ahead. I am definitely fine with that. And, I don't know, it's like, from the 500 special, everyone was saying, Quacks, do a video on what you want to see implemented in the game, and what dragons you want to see, and what islands you want, and stuff like that. But I'm finding more and more that while people say stuff like that, I realise just how little I care about what's implemented into DML, because, you know, truth be told, I have absolutely nothing to suggest for this game, because this is already a game that I wouldn't normally play, put it that way, and to top it all off, I can't think of how to create a game that isn't in my style, if that makes sense. That would be like... I don't know, let's think about this. That would be like a painter telling an engineer how to do his job, if that makes sense. That's just like how different it is, if that makes sense. It's like, I am the painter, and I would be shouting at the engineer game loft saying, you do the game this way, and implement these things that I want, and see these things that I think would make the game better. It doesn't make sense. I'm not qualified in the area. I, really don't even have an opinion on engineering, because, I mean, if I'm going to be painting pictures, I might know how to use a paintbrush, might know how to use charcoal and a pencil, but I definitely don't know how to, fix a sink, or build a bridge, like, properly or anything like that, so it is kind of one of those things where I'm just like, literally, I don't care. I'm sorry to disappoint. That was one of the problems, because I was just going to do everything on that big list of stuff that everyone wanted to see, but since that was the most sought after, like, thing to include in the 500 special, I did kind of feel bad, because it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I have absolutely nothing that I want implemented into this game. I am not someone that comes up with the ideas. I just want more dragons. I don't care what those dragons are. I want, I don't know, I kind of want a more enthralling PvP and enchantment system. I don't know how they do that, especially to a point where I'd be, like, satiated or impressed by it. But there's no, like, island in particular that I want to make. I have considered, like, a candy island before, where there's, like, candy canes and cakes and muffins everywhere. Don't know how they could do that realistically, but, like, bright pink, just cloudy. I think that'd be pretty cute, but don't know how it'd fit in with the rest of the theme of the game. And that is the only suggestion I have ever had. And again, it's not something that I'm like, they will definitely implement this now that I have suggested it. No, no, no. It's just an idea that popped out one day and that was it. But I get that a lot of you do want to give Gameloft your ideas and that. Obviously, there is the suggestion section on the DML forums, which is the place that you should be going to put in all your ideas if you want Gameloft to see them, I should say. So don't just go onto the DML Facebook page and go into the comment section and just say, Gameloft doesn't listen to me, they never do what I want, and then just post it in there. That is not the place to post if you want Gameloft to actually see your ideas. If you want them to see it, please go to the forums and put it in the suggestions section. That's the entire reason it was created. They do look through that. Even if there aren't a lot of posts on the forum itself or a lot of news, they do look through that section. They have people on the forums all the time that are paid to go and manage stuff. So, if you want to see your ideas potentially, maybe, probably not implemented into the game, just go on there, just write it down and be respectful about it. And don't, like, put in the post, like, oh, I know Gameloft won't implement this anyway, so don't listen to me, and then go on about it. In that case, they will probably just ignore you, because always remember, there is a way to give criticism, but there is always a nice way to give criticism, and just starting off your comment with, I know you won't listen anyway, because you're an a-hole. You know, that's not going to get you anywhere. No one's going to listen to you, and if you're the sort of person that does that, or says, typical Gameloft, I know that my ideas are just going to be annoying. Look, if you're going to do that, you might as well just not bother putting in your ideas anyway, because if you don't treat them with respect, they're not going to listen to you. I guess that was just my mini rant of the end of the video anyway, but for now, there isn't a whole lot else for us to do, so we are going to wait another day for this guy to finish hatching just 125 gems worth. Like, I'm not even going to skip that. I don't have the gems for that at the moment because I need to keep saving up until we get VIP, but that's like 89 gems away, so we're going to be saving up for a good while. But alas, for now, thank you very much for watching. Good luck with all of your breeding, and until next time, I will see you then.